day 2 of the traffic experiment. So I've started a brand new website. We're going to drive traffic to it. You can copy me. And today I'm going to have a look at the results of the last 24 hours of this experiment. So welcome to ProfitCopilot.com. My name is MICK, MEANEY, and I'm here to help you drive more traffic to your website and then convert that into profit. So subscribe now and you'll get a load of videos to help you to do that. So let's get down into today's video. So I've chosen this method because anyone can do it, so you can do it too. You can use this to drive hopefully large volumes of traffic to your website for free. So the method is not going to cost you anything to implement. I'm not going to charge you for access to the method. It is taken from my Traffic Secrets course. It's one of dozens of methods, and I thought this one is a nice introduction to some of my methods that helps you get a good feel for things, so you can decide for yourself if this Profit Copilot thing that I do is right for you. So here's what happened. I started a brand new website in a brand new niche. Now, I do have a passion for the niche. I haven't looked at long tail keywords or exact match domains or any of that stuff. This is heart centric, so I feel quite passionate about the niche. It's an interest of mine, and I think that's really that should be the starting point of anybody looking to start an internet business, is to follow their heart, because that is how you will succeed. It's not through looking at keywords and search volumes and all that. I mean, all that stuff is good when you're creating individual pieces of content, but when you're choosing your niche, I mean, they're all profitable. I spoke about this in yesterday's video, so I don't need to repeat myself, but I started a brand new website, brand new niche, and the rules that I've imposed upon myself is no paid traffic, no advertising in any form, no SEO. Well, the website is too new to really have any kind of impact on the search engines anyway, so SEO is out. I don't have any contacts in my niche, in the new niche, and I don't have an email list. Hopefully all these things will click into place as I go through this and as I build the website, but I've really put myself in the same position that a newbie might be starting out in, and I've done that so anyone can do this, anyone can copy me and hopefully get similar results. But I do have an unfair advantage. I've been doing this stuff for almost 20 years. So when it comes to digital marketing and driving traffic, I've made a career out of it. So that's my unfair advantage, and the results that you get might vary wildly. So I've used this method that I'm going to give you today. I've used this to drive insane amounts of traffic to websites, like 50,000 people a day. But on the flip side of that, I've also used it and got like terrible results, like 20 people a day. So there's so many variables involved in every aspect of what we do online. I can't give any concrete, solid promises of what you will achieve, and you should be skeptical of anyone who does, because just because somebody else can achieve something or do something, it doesn't mean everyone can get those exact results. But I am giving you the best possible chance of driving traffic for free to your website quickly. Okay, I'm giving you one method. This is just one method out of dozens. And listen, this does not really work for multi-level marketing offers, get-rich-quick stuff. So if you're in those niches, this probably won't apply to you, because this is for people who are passionate about their niche. This is for people who want to contribute something incredibly positive to the internet, to communities, and to people's lives. And that's how we succeed online, by having those values and morals. And the get-rich-quick assholes, they only ever succeed through selling get-rich-quick junk. So this stuff is not going to work for those guys. If that's you, see you later. But for the rest of us, this is going to be absolutely gold for you. So implement these strategies, copy what I do, and get results. So I'm going to show you the stats of the last 24 hours. And before we get into the stats, remember, to really monetize and profit from a website, how much traffic do we need to really do that? If we've got everything in the right place, we only need around 50 visitors a day to see a pretty decent income from that website. So you might have 50 visitors a day at the moment and you're not seeing any kind of decent income or revenue from those visitors. That means something's broken. You need to fix a few things, but I've got loads of videos and tutorials on Profit Copilot that will help you to do that. So that's beyond the scope of this. So I'm going to show you the results now of the last 24 hours. Remember yesterday, have a look at this. This was yesterday's stats. As you can see, we weren't doing very well. We had a handful of visitors, if that, and things were looking pretty poor. So let's go to Google Analytics now and see today's results. So here we are, and look at that. Remember the stats that we saw yesterday? They've become effectively invisible. They've become irrelevant because of the traffic levels we're getting today, which just falls short of 500 visitors in the last 24 hours. That's pretty good. The target we were aiming for was between 300 and 400. We've got slightly more than that. I wish we got those extra couple of visitors to bump this up to 500, but I'm still really pleased with this. So let's have a look in a bit more detail at what we've got. So 525 sessions. Check this out. Okay, the average session duration, that's 25 seconds. Now as things go, that's okay, but I want this to be higher. And I would expect that to increase during the week. And the bounce rate, I would expect that to reduce as the week goes on. So returning visitors, it's pretty good. We've got a very small audience beginning to develop. This will increase as the week goes on with a bit of luck. So let's go down to the country so we can see where the traffic is coming from. Okay, brilliant. So 78%, almost 79% from the United States, then Canada, United Kingdom, then Germany. So this is pretty good. The top three is exactly how it should be looking. Ideally, we want Australia in number 4. And then we have the 4 most profitable traffic sources coming to our website. So I'm pretty happy with this. So in the last 24 hours, we've got almost 500 visitors to the website. It's a really good start. So tomorrow we might be able to increase this. The target that I'm going to set for tomorrow, looking at this, let's say if we can get another 300 or 400 people. So if we bring it to around 800, 900, I'm not sure if we can push 1,000 yet. We'll find out tomorrow. So how did I get this? Well, I'm going to walk you through how I did this in the last 24 hours. So the method that I mentioned yesterday was still on that kick. So we find relevant content, we improve it, then we share it with influencers. So we have to work backwards to make this work. So I'm going to walk you through it now. So let's head back to the computer and we're going to use some other tools and websites to help us do this. Okay, the main tool that we're using for this is buzzsumo.com. What I want you to do is have a really clear picture of your niche and the subtopics in your niche. Now, for example purposes, I'm going to choose a topic that I feel fairly passionate about, which is photography. I'm going to choose a sub-niche inside photography to really zero in and target the exact right type of audience and influencers that we need to attract to our website. Now, I'm keeping my niche, the actual niche that I'm using for this experiment, I'm keeping that private. I'm keeping the website private. So the test results are pure and clean. They're not skewed by anything. And the results that I show you are legit and genuine. So for that reason, let's choose a dummy niche. For this, I'm going to choose photography. So we go to BuzzSumo, type in photography, but I want to drill down inside that niche a little bit. I don't want to just focus on photography because it's such a wide area. So I'm going to choose macro photography. Let's see what happens when I do that. So here BuzzSumo will bring back a whole heap of content ordered by the most popular content in that niche. So Here we know which websites and which authors and influencers. I'll get into the influencers thing in a little bit more detail in a second, but here we have an idea of what type of content is popular. And we might want to drill down even further by thinking about the type of content we want to create. So we've already chosen the niche, it's photography. We've chosen a sub niche, which is macro photography. Now we need to think about the top of funnel content that will appeal to a wide segment of that market. So I've got previous videos where I run through the 5 segments of every market. Go have a look at that if you need to. So knowing which segment of the market we're going to appeal to. In this instance, I'm not going to appeal to absolute complete beginners. I'm going to appeal to people who are already interested in this topic. So what I'm going to do is create a guide for them. I'm going to give them tips. So macro photography tips, and let's see what it brings back. So here we can see that although the engagement and the shares are a lot less, it's a lot more focused. So previously, if we go back, macro photography, Facebook engagement 10k, but if we put tips on there, then that'll bring it down to 500, which, okay, it's a lot less, but it's more tightly focused, and it gives us a better opportunity to network with the influencers and websites that are creating and disseminating this type of content. So macro photography tips. Here we would look through each of these websites, every piece of content, see what they're doing, analyze it. We're going to get into that stuff tomorrow. But for now, since we know what type of content we're going to make, the next step is to open up Notepad. We want to grab as much detail from that list as we possibly can. We want to list the name of the author, the website. We want to get all that data into a list so we know who to target. And also on BuzzSumo, we can go to the influencers tab and get the exact influencers in that niche. Then BuzzSumo will link to those influencers' Twitter accounts, and then we can start following them. We can start sharing their content, and we can start a conversation with those influencers. And that's what we need to do today, is list out all the influencers that we are going to approach using this method. So that's the core of today's mission for you. That's your homework, is to find the right influencers that we are going to use. We're going to leverage their popularity and their traffic later on in the week, and that is how we're going to start driving traffic. So you might think, well, BuzzSumo is great, but what about the long term? Well, I'm going to give you a few other sources that you can use to help find and contact influencers in your niche. So the first one is Hype Auditor. This will help you to analyze any Instagram account so you can see who's legit and who's for real. Then we've got Discoverly, and that's a Chrome browser extension, which is really useful. It's really highly rated by Forbes, TechCrunch, a whole bunch of others, including entrepreneur.com. Another one that we've got is TweetDeck. So we can sign in there and we can find influencers. We can see who's relevant to our niche using TweetDeck. I'll show you another website. This is alltop.com. So you can find lots of influencers and people who create content in your niche on Alltop. This is really worth exploring. Then a good way to manage all these contacts and influencers is a website called fullcontact.com. That will help you to track people and build relationships. And then the final one that I've got for you is hunter.io, and this will help you find more data about influencers that will help you to get in contact with them. So we're going to delve deeper into this tomorrow. We're going to look at the actual content research side of things to make sure that you're creating content that actually gets the results you want. I mean, you've seen the results that I've got in the last 24 hours. I'm going to continue doing this. Check in again tomorrow. If you want more of this, you have to let me know, because I don't know if I'm wasting my time and your time in doing this. You got to let me know if this is the kind of stuff you want from Profit Copilot. And if it is, then we'll come back again tomorrow. We'll look at the next 24 hours where we might have got 1,000 visitors in a day. We might have hit that massive benchmark. We might fall short. We'll find out tomorrow. So I'm going to carry on implementing this strategy so you can see the results that I get tomorrow. And if you want 3 brand new strategies that you've probably not seen before, I'm going to give them to you for free. Everything I give you here is for free when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic. So if you found this useful, hit the like button below because that tells me you want more of this kind of content. And remember to hit the little notification bell when you subscribe now, because that will notify you about tomorrow's video. So thank you very much for checking this out. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.